You used the example earlier of the families from Illinois that were pushed into the community into slots, and so clearly their lives were not automatically better by moving into a community setting. And so what are the steps necessary? What are the tools, the resources needed then to build that quality of life then and to become a real part of a community?
In order to answer your question, Tom, let me say this. Another part of the debate that we have to be real clear about is we cannot put institution and community on equal valence. We can't say, which I've heard said, there's good community, there's bad community, there's good institutions and bad communities, and bad institutions rather. And I'll tell you how I know this. No one's talking about downsizing or closing community. We're not talking about that. So we're talking about some people in this country that are separated from society. And the debate is whether or not they deserve to be in society. But the debate's not about society overall. So the first part of this is about freedom, that people have a right to freedom. Now the issue is, you have to be in the community for that to happen. But it doesn't mean that there isn't stuff that doesn't happen in the community. That leads me to point two. There are so many more people with disabilities in the community than there are in institutions. So when I hear and you hear or read about somebody that had a problem in the community, inevitably what people say is, there's the community again. Well, the issue is, in all of Missouri, we have, what, 600-700 people. We have maybe thousands and thousands of people living in the community. So by sheer numbers, we're going to see more. Having said that, people are safer in the community. We know that people get better connected. We know that people have better outcomes. So the why piece of it and getting it done is about not engaging for long periods of time in the debate about why, but saying it happened. Because most of the time when I talk to families, a decision's been made. They hate it, they love it, but it's there. If they want to try to stop it, that's a different discussion. But if we're going to make it work, then the questions change. And the questions is, what's non-negotiable for you if your son or daughter is going to live in the community? What are your nightmare thoughts? What would you love to see? And it's amazing when you say, what would you love to see, how families think it's so unrealistic. Things like a garden, things like a pet, things like I'd love for my loved one to be able to come over for Sunday dinners. We always used to have Sunday dinners. It's not a question right now of exactly what's going on in the person's life. The ultimate question is, can we fix this? And you can't fix segregation. You can't fix institutionalization. You can fix community. That's the issue. It isn't about whether or not both places don't have problems. It's just they're fixable. And that is what is the essential element of the question.